If you celebrate Christmas and you're going to be decorating your house, there's quite a few things to think about if you do have pets. Remember as well, if you've only acquired your pet during the last year and they've not been with you for Christmas time before, you're not necessarily going to know how they will respond to things like the tree going up or ornaments going out. If you have a cat and you're having a Christmas tree this year, maybe consider investing in an artificial tree. There are some risks that come with real trees. For example, as the needles drop, your cat might catch them in their delicate paws, or they might ingest them, which can cause stomach upset. The tree will also secrete oils, which can be potentially harmful to your cat. And if you're using a potted tree and you're using any plant food, like tree fertilizer or anything, again, it's something else that could be potentially harmful to them. As you decorate your tree, considering placing your decorations up a little bit higher, so your cat's not going to be tempted to use them and to play with them. Maybe consider not using hanging ornaments, as these are going to be much more interesting to a cat, especially if they can bash them with their paw and see that that's quite fun. So securely attach any ornaments and keep them a little bit higher up. Things like tinsel as well should be well out of the reach or not used, because these are particularly attractive to cats and can look like they're really fun to play with. Make sure you don't use any glass ornaments as well. So just in case your cat does get to anything, obviously these could shatter if they fell on the floor or if your cat was trying to play with them. If you're having lights on your tree this year, consider placing these slightly higher up. All of the twinkling and sparkling and the wires can be really enticing for our animals, and it might be something that your cat thinks that they want to be able to play with. If you have mains powered lights, do consider covering the wire from the socket to the tree itself, as the presence of this new wire might be something that your cat wants to play with, and of course they could really hurt themselves. When you're going out of the room or you're not around, make sure you unplug your lights at the main socket. You could also consider using battery-powered LED lights instead to minimise the amount of wiring. We always recommend supervising your animals around your tree, just so you can be there in case they do get themselves into mischief. I'm sure we've all been familiar with cats who will try and jump up towards trees or try and run up trees to play on them. So to try and minimise the risk of this, you can make sure that there's nothing right next to your tree that your cat might be able to jump up onto and then jump onto your tree. To add an extra level of safety around your cat and around your tree, you could also consider investing in a really sturdy, heavy base. So if your cat does get to your tree, there's much less likelihood of it toppling over. Or if you have something heavy at home, such as weights, you could place these around the base of the tree to minimise the likelihood of that happening. Christmas and New Year's celebrations can be a really nice time for get-togethers, and it might be that you're hosting this year. If you are, it is important to remember that our animals don't necessarily know what we're celebrating, but they're aware that the routine has changed. There might be new, unfamiliar people in the home, as well as furniture moving and ornaments going out and lots of things changing in their environment. This can be stressful for them, so it's really important to keep an eye on your pets and know the signs to look out for that they might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. If you have a cat and you are having people around this year, we would recommend setting up a safe place for them to go to. So this might be in a spare room, or it might be in a quiet corner of a room that you do use if you don't have a spare one. You can advise any guests and family members to make sure if your cat's in that area to leave them well alone. You can provide them with a hiding place, such as a cardboard box or a chair with a blanket draped over it, somewhere for them to go to where they can feel a little bit more safe. Make sure you provide a litter tray in this area as well. So if they are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, they've got all of the things that they need. Allow your cat to retreat and go to this safe place if that is what they need to do. Bellyway is a great product that might help your cat feel a little bit more safe if there is a lot going on over Christmas. You can buy these in a plug-in form, so we would suggest getting them before the festive season starts so that it can start to diffuse around the home. We don't ever recommend dressing animals up for fun. This is much more fun for us than it is for them, and it really can be quite stressful. So we would never recommend dressing up your cat.